Hey guys. Alright, so in these lessons we're going to be talking about a comma. And remember, a comma is that thing that kind of looks like a period, but it has a tail. And it's down on the ground. That's a comma. And we've only talked about one thing or one reason we would ever use a comma this year. And we're going to learn some other reasons that we would use a comma in these lessons that we're about to do, okay? Because commas are not something that we can just throw in a sentence anywhere we want. We have to have a special reason to use the comma. So far this year, the only special reason we've talked about is if we were going to put two sentences together. You see how my brother bit me and he got in trouble. Those are two sentences. But if I wanted to put them together with a word like and, my brother bit me and he got in trouble, I would need to put a comma, remember, before the and. Or like on these two sentences, I tried to catch the ball, it landed on the ground instead. I could put these two sentences together with but. I tried to catch the ball, but it landed on the ground instead. I would need a comma. You see my comma there? Very good. So that's so far the only reason we've ever said that we could use a comma, is if we were putting two sentences together, when we glued them together with words like and or but or. Well, there's another reason that we use commas when we write letters. Sometimes they're called friendly letters, but it's pretty much just a letter. Anytime you would write a letter or a note, you use commas, or you should use commas. If you can look at this letter or this little note that we've got here, do you see the commas? Yeah, I've even highlighted them so you can see them a little bit better. Good. Anytime you write a letter or a note and usually you start a letter or a note with something like Dear Mom and Dad, or Dear Billy, or Dear Sally, whoever you're writing to, you start with Dear. And look, you need a comma after that. This is called the greeting of a letter, because you're greeting the person. So after the greeting of a letter, you need a comma. And then this part of the letter is called the body, because it's just where you write the letter. Like this time they're saying, I'm having a great time in camp. The only bad thing is the food is terrible. That's the body of the letter. It's just where you write what you want to write. And then this down here, when you get done writing the letter, you have to tell them who wrote it, of course. And a lot of times you might say love whoever wrote it, or sincerely, or your friend, or your son, or whoever's writing the letter. That's called the closing, because you have to write and then you sign your name, which is the signature. But after the closing of a letter, you have to put a comma. Whatever you write to close it, to stop writing, you need a comma after the greeting and the closing when you write letters or notes. Let's practice that a little bit. Look at these. These are the greetings of letters. Yeah, see, Dear Mom and Dad, comma. Dear Leo, comma. Hey Uncle Neil, comma. You have to put a comma no matter what you're saying at the beginning of the letter to greet them. Whether it's dear or just saying hey or hi, you still have to put a comma after it, okay? And then when you close the letter, you have to put a comma after that. Love, Sherry. Sincerely, Ronald. Your friend, Michael. Whatever you're saying, you need to put a comma, and then you sign your name underneath it, okay? Yeah. Alright, so we're going to put the commas where they belong in these friendly letters. Alright, so we've got a letter here. Dear Aunt Nancy, how is your new puppy? I can't wait to come and see him. Love, Susan. Where do we need a comma at? Exactly. This is the greeting of the letter. Dear Aunt Nancy. So you need to put a comma after you say that. Remember, commas look like a period kind of with a tail. And then where else did we need a comma? Yeah, at the closing of the letter, right here where it says love, Susan, you have to put a comma right here after you say love. There we go. Now our letter looks better. Oh, here's another letter. Dear Mr. Smith, I can't believe that summer is almost here. It will be so fun to swim at the lake. Sincerely, Mrs. Smith. Do you see anywhere that needs a comma? Yep, right here after the greeting of the letter. Remember, this is called a greeting. Put you a comma. Dear Mr. Smith, comma. And then where else do we need commas? That's right, at the closing of the letter. This closing says sincerely. So we'd have to put a comma after sincerely. Sincerely, Mrs. Smith. Instead of saying love, they wrote sincerely. That's just a nicer way to say it. All right. So here is your assignment for today. You'll need a piece of paper or a board or something that you're going to write on, please. All right, and this is going to be your first one. So number 1 here, you have to pick the right way that you would write the closing of a letter. Would this one be a good closing? Or this one? Or this one? Or this one? Which one has it written correctly with the comma in the right place? Very good. All right, let's try another one. All right, so this is going to be the closing of a letter again. Which one has the comma in the right place? Okay. I'll go back. This was number 2. I didn't put a number there. This was number 2. Here's number 3. All right, so this one's going to be the greeting of the letter, the beginning of the letter. Which one has the beginning of the letter written the same, or written the right way? Written the right way. All right, and that's all you had. You just have those 3 to do for me, okay? All right, you're going to take a picture of that and you're going to send it to me so I know that you know about commas and letters, okay? All right, bye guys.